going to show you how to automatically import a lead from Clickfunnels into your HighLevel account without having to do it manually. So a brief high-level overview. You have your landing page. This is ours. Very beautiful. Somebody opts into your lead magnet here. We have a Clickfunnels workflow that detects the opt-in, tags them, and then sends them to a middleware, NAN. In NAN, the webhook grabs the information ClickFunnels sent, extracts all the tags, and then formats them. I also have a security authentication here, and then sends it to HighLevel. Then in HighLevel, another webhook grabs it, the information NAN sent over. Another security measure here, which I'm going to cover in another video that's out of the scope here. So you would just go contact, you would just add these steps below this. Anyway, it then creates the contact for that lead who opted into your lead magnet. It's going to tag them, and then it's going to add an opportunity for that lead. Also, I like to use HighLevel for the emailing as well, because we're already bringing the contact over to HighLevel, so I think it just makes sense to email from there. Okay, now that I just gave you a very brief overview of how the system works, I actually want to dive into it. So for you're going to need a funnel, obviously. This is our landing page, and you can have other pages down here like orders or split tests or call pages or whatever you want, but we're just going to focus on the opt-in for today. You want to, on all of these funnel pages, there's a little lightning bolt, and this is going to allow you to make a new automation. I'll just show you the one I've built for simplicity's sake. So once you click on this, you want to add a new trigger, and you can do that with this plus sign here. With this trigger, you have set it to opt-in, choose your funnel. So for us, it's the $10,000 AI blueprint, which, by the way, if you want that, just a totally not shameless plug here, it's a brief guide on some AI tools that can help you save time and attract more customers. If you want it, I'll put the link in the description. Totally up to you. You don't have to. But anyway, so we also have the page that this comes from, and I also leave anonymous contacts on. I don't see any harm in it. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to tag the contacts. So I have a step down here, but I'll just show you how to add a step. Then what you're going to do, you'll see the step appear, and you just type in you could either choose any tags you made, or you could create new ones right here. And I'll just discard that. And once we're done here, then we shoot it off to NAN via this deliver webhook step. Now, whenever people hear webhooks, they freak out. Don't worry, we're going to keep this super simple and easy to understand. So in this step, you just choose the endpoint you set up, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. So here's how to set up an endpoint super quick. You're in your Clickfunnels account. You go down to settings, webhooks. Then what you do, you just make a new one, name it whatever you want. I'll show you where to get this URL in a second. By the way, don't ping my webhooks. I have security measures, which aren't going to let you do that anyway, so yeah, I just thought I'd let you know that. Event types, contact created, and order completed are fine. And for the endpoint scopes, you choose the funnel you want. So for us, that's the $10,000 AI blueprint. I also just leave pages blank because I personally think it makes sense to have like one endpoint cover an entire page. If you want to be really specific, you can, but you don't have to. Okay, now we're in N8N, and I'm just showing everybody a duplicate version of this just for demonstration purposes. So real quick, to set this up, you start with a webhook trigger, and by the way, to do that, you just add plus, and then you'll type in webhook. Click on that, the one with the lightning bolts. And then you'll go to the production URL. You'll copy that and paste that into your Clickfunnels endpoint. Also, make sure this HTTP method is set to post. That's very important. If it's set to get, that will not work, or delete or patch or any other one. Once we're done there, we're going to add what's called a code node. It runs JavaScript or Python, and The reason we're doing this is just because, for whatever reason, HighLevel just doesn't like the way ClickFunnels formats their tags. So this is just going to help us extract them. And also, if you want to do advanced tagging later on, it makes that easier, like in HighLevel. Anyway, this is the code here. You could take a screenshot and ask ChatGPT to give it to you. I'm also going to just be putting this into the description because it's not very hard to do. It's very simple code. And then once you get it, it's going to format the tags. I'm also just added a little edit fields node here, which is this, edit fields, right there. And what that is because I just make the data look nicer. ClickFunnels doesn't send over the full name, it sends over the first and the last name, so it's going to grab that. Now if you're seeing red here, don't freak out. This is just a demonstration one. It's the exact same as the one I actually use. It's just there's some security features I have that I just don't want to show for obvious reasons. Anyway, also just grab their email, phone number, tags, and see this is one of them. Not showing you, wink. But in here it would be like actually what it is. There's a execution. So next we have the C key auth, and again that's a security feature. I am going to cover how to do security in another video, but for now just know that if it passes the test, we send it to HighLevel, and if it doesn't, it goes down. And by down I mean nowhere, because it failed. Anyway, the last thing we need here, we're going to need this node here, which is an HTTP request. If you do a lot of integration between softwares, you're going to use especially ones that aren't N8N supported. I mean, not N8N supported, but they don't have native integrations. You're going to use this. And basically what that does is you go to you put your URL there. You don't need authentication here. I just did it my way, which again, covering in another video. Leave query parameters and headers off. You want to turn on send body here. Set the body content type as JSON. You use the fields below, and you're just going to add them. You just do it like that. You add the full name, JSON full name, email, phone number, tags, and then another security feature, which I'm not going to show. And again, that sends that off to HighLevel. So I'll show you all what that looks like on that side. So on the HighLevel side, real quick, you want to start with an inbound webhook trigger. And what this is you just receive the data from N8N. You just leave it as inbound. That's fine. You could name it. The URL is what you're going to put over into that N8N sent to go HighLevel field. And this mapping request, once you just send a test run you just send a test run over, or have somebody opt yourself into your lead magnet, and then you hit fetch sample requests. Then it'll pop up here showing the date. That's how you set that up. Now, real quick, it does cost a little bit to use these, but it's not very expensive. You get 100 free ones a month, and after that, it's 1 penny 1 cent for every time you use it, which isn't bad, honestly. And if it's really starting to add up, HighLevels has a plan where you get 10,000 of them for $10, so that's also nice. Also, guys, just as a side note, as I cut the recording out, I saw that I got a high ticket call booked. So I got a potential high ticket call booked. So I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, that put me in a good mood. Anyway, back to what we're doing here. You set the trigger as inbound webhook. I have my security feature, but if you don't want to do that, you just go straight into create contact. And this took me a while to figure out. You want to set the fields like this: full name, email, and phone. And you don't want to do it from contact or user or anything else. You want to use this inbound webhook trigger. And then you choose full name, and then you choose email, and then for phone, you choose phone number. You want to add a tag. Now, I actually, just because this is a simple one, I put it in manual. I just made this tag. It was a very simple funnel, so I just did it that way. If you really want, if you have super crazy funnels, with a lot of tags, you could experiment with this dynamic tagging feature here. Once we tagged them, we're going to put them into our pipeline here, creator update opportunity. There's our pipeline. I have it in the basic stage. And for the name, same thing, inbound webhook request, full name. You choose this, you could change this if you want. This just says, hey, this is where it came from. I just left it as the funnel. You could add the value if you want. And by the way, make sure allow duplicate opportunities is off. That will cause a lot of bugs in Clickfunnels. They're not in Clickfunnels, in a HighLevel. Just because of, like, sometimes it'll send over duplicates and you don't want it to do that. Clickfunnels is weird sometimes. And lastly, I also have an email that I just send the email through HighLevel rather than Clickfunnels. I think it just makes sense if we're going to bring them into our CRM, you should email them through your CRM. That's just me. And real quick, I'll show you what the end result is. All right, here's the end result. As you can see, I have been imported into Clickfunnels into HighLevel. And we did that through here when I actually registered. Boom, contacts right there. Have my tag. And I tagged myself another way just to see if my book the call automation worked, which it did. Similar process. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. This has been Joseph from Hippo Advertising. And just as a brief note, we help small businesses save time and attract more customers using AI and automations. And if you're interested in working with us, I'd love to book a call with you. I'll leave my booking link in the description, or if you just want to check out our website, I'll leave that there too. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll upload some more. Peace out.